Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to add a map to your gorillatag fan game. There's loads of tutorials, but some of them just don't go in depth enough and you'll get a map which kind of looks like this. If you haven't watched part 1 on how to make a gorillatag fan game, then go check it out because I show you how to set up a Unity project, but apart from that, let's get straight into the video. So when you get into your Unity project, what you're going to want to do is go to Window, Package Manager, change it from in project to Unity registry. In the top right, put in Pro Builder and then click install. Once it's installed and imported, up here you should see a tools panel. You're going to want to click Pro Builder and click Pro Builder window, and hopefully you'll get a window like this. With the window, I recommend dragging it next to your inspector so you can still access the hierarchy and the map and the building. To start off with, click New Shape. Select the plane here because I normally think it's on an arc, I'm pretty sure, and I recommend selecting over 2 grids like this. After that, click this little face tool up here, select all 4 faces and click subdivide faces, then click subdivide faces one more time. So after you've subdivided the faces, click on the vertice editor, click that corner, then shift click the next corner, shift click this corner and shift click this corner, and you should have all 4 of them selected. Then I recommend shift clicking the middle one so it goes into the center. Go to the scaling tool and scale in so you get round edges. After that, select all 4 vertices in the corner and do that for all the corners. And again, click on the middle one to make it go into the middle. And I recommend you scale them in a little bit because it will create more of a better roundness. Once you have them selected, scale them in like this. And as you can see, we kind of have more of a disc shape. For this next step, we want to create a little bit of randomness on the wall. So I recommend you select 1 or 2 vertices from each corner, just like this. Select the middle one again to make it go into the middle and scale them in, and it will create kind of a roughness. So now what I recommend, if you have some walls what are flat like this, I recommend you pull it in just a little bit or out to create a little bit of texture. For example, here I'm going to push it out. Now what you're going to want to do is just select some random vertices on the ground. So I went for something like that, and I'm going to move them down just a little bit to create a little bit of unevenness. Now it's up to you, but I'm going to just grab another couple random ones to create a little dip in the floor. For example, here it's more down than, for example, this little dip here. Now you've done that, select the edge selection tool and you just want to click on one of the edges here and shift click all the other ones. And by the way, this is to help you make your walls. Now click the extrude button and they'll come out the ground. Move them up, and if you want them to kind of lean out just a little bit so they can be more climbable, you can grab the face in the middle and scale it. So you can kind of tell, but these walls are at a little bit of a slope, but don't worry because we're going to make it more slopey in a minute. Now from there, deselect the face in the middle. You can do this by holding down Control and clicking on it. Click the extrude button, scale it out a little bit and move it out a little bit so you have something which looks like this slope here. Once more, click extrude and scale, and now finally click extrude again and pull these up. Again, if you want, you can scale them out a little bit to create a slope. And if you click extrude again and scale in a little bit and move this bit up and in, you now have a little lip to stop the players from jumping out the map. But if you do want me to make a tutorial on how to add slippery walls, then let's say get this video to 200 likes. Before we add more details to our wall, what we're going to do now is add textures. If you want a good texture, then I recommend going to this website here. I'll link it down in the description. And I think I'll pick this grass here. So now I found the grass I want. I think this looks pretty good. I'll download it. What you're going to want to do though is grab the albedo one, because as you can see this is the texture, and drag it into Unity just like that. If you want to get more of a pixel art style texture, I recommend you change this to something like 64 or 128. Change filter mode from this word to point no filter. Click apply and the texture should get smaller down here. After that, drag it onto your world. Don't worry if it goes everywhere, we're going to fix that. After that, do Ctrl Z to go back, so it disappears off the walls. It should have created a materials folder wherever you stored this grass image. In the materials folder, you're going to want to click on the grass. Select the faces you want the grass to apply to. And now once I've selected them, drag the texture on. And if it's reflective, turn the smoothness down. But I don't really think this grass looks that green, so I'm going to go here, go to this green tab and just move it up a little bit. To be honest, I do kind of prefer my grass texture, so if you want this grass texture here, I'll have it in my Discord server. If you don't know how to join that, it's the link in the description. So if you do the same thing for your rock texture by selecting all the walls you want it to be on. Now I've got all the walls selected, what I'm going to do is drag this rock texture on. And again, it's applied to everything, so I'm just going to go back, go into my materials folder and drag it on. As I said before, there isn't really much going on with the walls, they're very flat, so let's fix that. If you are enjoying the video so far, then please consider hitting the subscribe button because it helps me out so much, or just hit a like if you don't want to do that. Apart from that, straight back to the video. What you're going to want to do is select the biggest walls up here. If you guys really want, you can select walls down here, but I'm not going to do it because this is a quick tutorial. In the Pro Builder tab, click Subdivide Faces. So I've quickly went and just moved some faces on the walls by selecting them, maybe rotating them a little bit and moving them up or down. Now that you've done that, I recommend just doing the same for the grass because it won't take as long. And that literally took about a minute, and as you can see, it's got some displacement now. So of course, if you want to make a tutorial or anything, you can click on the faces you want and click extrude. Move them around a little bit, just how you want them. For example, I'll go like this. I'm going to quickly scale them on this axis. Delete that face there so it's open. And I'm going to quickly extrude it one more time. I know there's a lot of extrusions. Extrude these two faces down and move these two vertices down. And, you know, if your player spawns there, he has to run up the ramp and jump off. So I'm going to call that a pretty okay tutorial. But still, if you do want grass here, all you have to do is select the faces and drag it on. So that's the end of the tutorial. If you did enjoy it, please hit that subscribe button. You do not understand how much it helps me out. And apart from that, have a brilliant rest of your day and goodbye.